Hello. This is the third day of VEDA, and I finally have time, since it's a Friday, to talk about something real. So, recently, we got a new hydrotech at football, and recently I met one of my friend's friends, and it got me thinking about this kind of business thing that people sometimes talk about, which is handshakes. So, what I've learned through doing, I wouldn't say I'm in a business setting, but my boss at my internship is she came from the business background, I would say. So I've met a lot of people around our office and our internship place, and at like meetings and stuff, and I always shake their hand. So I personally think that I have gotten to figure out what a good handshake is. So a good handshake, is like a really solid shake. You don't want to like scrunch that hand up, but you don't want to be really limp too, right? Because you just want to show that, oh, I'm excited to meet you, and I'm showing that excitement and enthusiasm through my handshake. So recently, like, I thought that handshakes were really easy and that everyone knew how to do them, but recently I have figured out that that is not the case because there's a little Facebook group for Berkeley film majors who want to collaborate and participate with each other called Berkeley Film Friends. And the guy who started that, he sometimes posts business advice. And he posted something and he said, a lot of students, I shake their hands and I get really horrible handshakes where they're really like limp handshakes and it's weird. So this is why you should do a proper handshake. And I thought it was weird that he posted that because I had never experienced someone with a weird handshake. But Wednesday, we had a new hydrotech come in, and I was the first one to meet her, and Justin, so I went down, oops, I shouldn't say his name, so I went down, and I saw my boss, and I saw the new girl, and my boss was like, oh, this is Dana, so then I walked up to her, and I said, oh, hi, I'm Dana, and I put my hand out for handshakes, and she put her hand out too, but, like, we shook hands, and I was like, oh, yeah, like, nice to meet you. And hers was like, it was a really limp handshake. It was just kind of like, meh. And it put me off. So I was shaking hands and I was like, what? You don't know how to handshake? That's weird. Like this is just strange. So I can see how if I was in a hiring position and I was interviewing someone and I shook hands with them and if it wasn't a good handshake, then I'd be kind of like, oh, that's weird. And handshakes are the first impression, right? So, but then I met one of my friend's friend, and that friend who I met is older than I am. So, and the girl that I met has already graduated, and she looked older than me. And when I met her, it was a lot more normal because, like, we met each other, and he said, oh, this is Dana, and then I said, hi, I'm Dana, and she said, oh, hi, I'm blah, 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 and she put out her hand, and we put out hands at the same time. So it was kind of like a mutual understanding of, oh, hi, this is how you greet each other. We shook hands and it was a nice handshake and it was totally fine. So it's kind of strange. And I also met one of my friend's fathers on accident where I was just walking around and I was walking home and I saw her and I said, oh, hey. And then her dad just happened to be visiting. So she said, oh, Dad, this is Dana. She's a hydrotech with me. And I was like, oh, hi, I'm Dana. And I put out my hand to shake. And he seemed very, like, surprised. And I think it was because he probably met a lot of her friends previously. And I doubt that any of them put out their hand to shake with him, to greet him. So I think that he initially was just surprised that someone my age was still like that was still the standard greeting that I had programmed into my head, which is, hi, shake. And I don't know what to make of that. So either the generation that I'm in are just really lame and they don't know how to greet anyone. So they only put out their hand if someone else puts their hand out first. And then even when they do shake hands, they're just kind of like, uh-huh. Which is so weird. If you're going on an interview, don't do that because it's really weird for the person who's doing the firm handshake. It's just like, if you can't even shake my hand, then you obviously don't want to be here. So either my generation is really weird and we don't know how to greet anyone anymore, or I'm just an old person who relates better with older people, like my friend's friend that I met. And that could be very possible because, like, thinking about how all of my roommates so far have been like a couple years older than I am, and we've all gotten along very well. So yeah, actually, when I think about it, I can't really imagine living with people my own age throughout college. I feel like it would be much more stressful. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about for my first real VEDA. It was just something that's kind of been bothering me lately, which is handshakes, and why some people still don't know how to do handshakes, and why some people are surprised when I try to shake their hand, and it's weird. So basically, the advice that I can give is, if you're going to go on a job interview or something and you're shaking hands, you have to do that firmly. And if you're meeting someone that you're surprised or excited to meet, then you have to shake their hand firmly. So that's it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yay, first real VEDA. Okay, bye.